This week in Jamaica Now, Lannaman's in mourning and St Theresa Prep after two parents are shot dead in separate incidents. Tragedy in Montego Bay, a security guard and three students are killed in a car crash. Manchester's Chevano Baker is the 2019 Rhodes Scholar. Guilty on all counts, police constable Collis Chucky Brown convicted on multiple murder charges.
This verdict has sent a wrong message.
Flow to adjourn court action against the NWA and China Harbour Engineering Company after the Prime Minister intervenes, and the latest in the California wildfires. I'm Damian Mitchell, and this is Jamaica Now. Police investigators say they are following strong leads into Monday morning's murder of a parent at the Lannaman's prep school in St Andrew. In a separate incident 4 days later, a St Thomas woman was murdered in front of her 10-year-old daughter as they were about to leave home in Retreat St Thomas to go to the St Theresa Prep school in Kingston. The police report that in the first incident, 47-year-old businessman Ainsley Folks had just dropped off his son at Lannaman's and returned to his car at the school gate when he was approached by a man who opened fire, killing him. The shooter then escaped in a waiting motor vehicle. Then on Friday morning, 46-year-old Maxine Brown was just about to open her grill when she was attacked and shot multiple times in front of her daughter. Counseling is to be arranged for the child, who is now staying with a relative. It was a rough week for the John Rawlings Success Primary School in St. James after a parent and three students were killed in a road traffic crash along the Rose Hall Main Road. 80-year-old Tiara Thompson and her 10-year-old sister Tiana, as well as 80-year-old Letitia Williams and their neighbor Kevin Hamilton, died when his car crashed in a ditch. Hamilton's son, Kevin Hamilton Jr., has been hospitalized in a serious condition. The police say from all indications Hamilton was speeding as he transported the children to school. Manchester High School past student Chevano Baker has been named the 2019 Jamaican Rhodes Scholar. The 23-year-old is now bound for the University of Oxford, where he will pursue a PhD in financial economics. His story is one of inspiration. Baker was born to a poor family in Manchester. From as young as 3 years old, the crack of dawn on Saturdays always found him journeying to the Christiana market with his parents to sell dry goods to secure money for school. Baker, a financial economist at the Bank of Jamaica, says even though his parents were poor, they understood the value of education. "My mother would never miss a parent-teachers meeting," he said. "She would go out of her way, even borrowing money just to be at the meeting." Police constable Collis Chucky Brown is to be sentenced on December 20 on multiple murder convictions. On Thursday, he was found guilty of 3 counts of murder. He was also found guilty on 1 count of wounding with intent and 1 count of conspiracy to commit murder. Brown was part of the infamous police death squad in Clarendon. Indicom prosecutor Caroline Hay said the ruling is significant, but defense attorney Vincent Wellesley says it will demoralize other hardworking police personnel.
This verdict has sent a wrong message to decent, hardworking police men and women of this country, and it is going to further demoralize these good and decent police officers of this country, in particular the police officers in Clarendon.
There is no right in any citizen, whether police or criminal, to command or perform an unlawful act. I have a lot of deep respect for the JCF, and we do as a team, because we know that they face a lot of hardship and challenge openly. The citizen has the same right as the police officer to due process. And I think if I could speak to my team, that's the most important point for us. That there is a thing known as due process of law, and everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Telecommunications company Flow has reportedly agreed to seek an adjournment of its court action against the National Works Agency and China Harbour Engineering Company CHEC. The decision follows the intervention of Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Flow was taking the NWA and CHEC to court to seek remedy for the displacement and financial losses being caused by corporate area roadworks. Flow has reported that it has been incurring tens of millions of dollars because its fiber and other cables are being damaged by workmen and heavy equipment carrying out construction projects in St Andrew. According to the Office of the Prime Minister, the management of Flow has agreed to seek an adjournment of its court action to facilitate further negotiations. Jamaica has slipped from 70th to 75th in the latest Doing Business report that surveyed 190 countries. Local officials say the slippage is largely because of the progress of other countries and maintain that Jamaica has been making strides in creating an environment conducive to local and international investments. However, they say important fixes are needed in the areas of access to credit and electricity. More than 450 people have now been assigned to comb through the charred remains in sections of Northern California in the search for more bodies following the wildfires. The blaze has killed at least 56 people, and authorities say 130 are still unaccounted for. Many of the missing are elderly from Magalia, a forested town about 11,000 miles to the north of Paradise. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Damian Mitchell, and before we go, Agriculture Minister Audley Shaw this week urged cane farmers not to block development, saying they should facilitate the use of traditional cane lands. Here's what he told them.
It's not a time now for thinking in extremes. If some land must be appropriated for more development, housing, commercial development, everything, let it go. Development have to go on. I'm here to be blunt with you. Okay? Meantime, we must rationalize what remains. I now have on my desk the report of the Sugar Company Holdings of Jamaica into the proposed rationalization of sugar lands. Don't worry, lands will remain available for sugar, but some lands are going to be made available for other industrial crops for which there is no shortage of global demand. Hundreds of applications are now before the Sugar Company Holdings for land.